What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most requested reviews analysis, so stick around. You don't want to miss this. But before we get into that, if you're considering a purchase, don't miss out on this incredible discount available right now. Check the description below and the pinned first comment. Now, let's not delay any further and jump right into the details.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer, a 38-year-old who hadn't ridden a bicycle in over 2 decades, sought a means to increase physical activity. After discovering this electric bike, initial skepticism about the motor, battery, and other electric components was quickly overcome by positive online reviews. The attractive price point ultimately sealed the deal. Upon arrival, the electric bike was exceptionally well packaged and relatively easy to assemble, requiring approximately 45 minutes. Although weighing around 40 pounds, it was surprisingly manageable. The reviewer found online assembly videos helpful, particularly recommending assistance from another person due to the somewhat awkward nature of the process. The bike arrived mostly assembled. The only steps remaining were attaching the handlebars, front tire, headlight, securing the battery and pedals, and inflating the tires. The frame impressed our reviewer with its robust construction and solid feel. Minor brake adjustments were necessary to prevent overly aggressive braking. Careful tire alignment was also crucial, though this reviewer acknowledges their inexperience might have prolonged this step. Given the reviewer's height, 63, a gooseneck handlebar extension was purchased to improve riding posture. Additionally, an upgrade to a wider, gel-padded seat was recommended for enhanced comfort. The front suspension was adjustable, offering a choice between locked and unlocked modes with varying sensitivity settings. The reviewer opted for the unlocked position for improved shock absorption. The comfortable and contoured hand grips, along with the all-terrain tires, received praise. However, it's crucial to note that the reviewer cautions against overinflating the tires to the maximum pressure stated in the instructions, as doing so risks damaging the inner tubes. They advocate inflating until the tires are firm under the rider's weight. The Shimano gearing and crank system functions smoothly, although a professional checkup is always advised for optimal performance and safety. Performance-wise, this client was extremely impressed. After accumulating nearly 50 miles, the battery remained fully charged, primarily due to using the lowest pedal assist level and turning it off when not needed. Even on flat terrain, Level 3 offered impressive acceleration up to a speed which the reviewer found surprisingly fast for a bicycle. The electric assist system provided effective support on inclines, with the throttle enabling effortless hill climbing without pedaling. Conversely, the reviewer advises against pedaling on flat ground while using higher assist levels. The control panel was intuitive and user-friendly, providing clear readouts of speed, distance, battery life, and other metrics, even at night thanks to the illuminated display. The brightness of the headlight and the loudness of the horn were also highlighted as significant safety features for nighttime riding. The charging dock was well designed, and the battery arrived with nearly a full charge. While the reviewer did not specify the full charging time, they mention it is around 6 hours. A minor criticism was directed towards the somewhat uninspired name of the bike, which the reviewer addressed with personalized stickers. Concerns regarding water damage in wet conditions were expressed, as well as a lack of clarity regarding customer support and warranty information, suggesting using Amazon as a point of contact. Despite these minor shortcomings, including the small seat and the need for accessories like the gooseneck, the overall experience was overwhelmingly positive, with the value considered exceptional.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer acquired this electric bike nearly a year ago for recreational riding with their son. The bike serves its purpose well as a means for the reviewer to keep pace with their son's motorcycle without undue exertion, making it a valuable tool for their shared activity. However, a significant drawback significantly impacts the overall experience: the brakes. Our reviewer describes the braking system as the worst they have encountered in their 45 years of cycling. From the outset, the brakes suffered from persistent, high-pitched squealing, reminiscent of worn-out car brakes. Furthermore, the brakes required frequent tightening, often failing entirely after just a few minutes of use, forcing the rider to resort to less than ideal and potentially dangerous methods of slowing down. This resulted in damage to their footwear, highlighting the severity and consistent unreliability of the braking system. The initial assessment was so negative that the reviewer considered the bike unusable until the brakes were completely overhauled. Driven by a desire to continue using the electric bike, the reviewer took on the task of investigating and repairing the brakes. Despite lacking prior experience with disc brakes, they sought information online and identified the worn-out brake pads as the source of the problem. After replacing the front brake pads, a significant improvement was noted. The squealing ceased and stopping power was restored, at least for the front brakes. An initial difficulty in finding correctly sized replacement pads for the rear brakes was attributed to user error. The calipers had been excessively tightened, preventing the installation of new pads. After adjusting the calipers, the new pads fitted correctly. While replacement pads are needed more frequently than desired, the low cost makes this a manageable issue. In conclusion, despite the initial substantial problems with the braking system, the reviewer ultimately considers this electric bike a worthwhile investment, using it regularly when weather permits, proving that the issue, while serious, was eventually resolved. The bike fulfills its primary function for recreational riding, and the brake problems, though initially debilitating, have been overcome through DIY repairs.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer's interest in electric bikes stemmed from a desire for a more fuel-efficient commute. Initially, they experimented with a folding e-bike, but the lack of suspension proved problematic on less than smooth roads. Seeking a more robust option, they discovered this electric mountain bike, drawn to its affordability and positive online reviews. The reviewer's experience with this electric bike has been largely positive, exceeding expectations in several key areas. One of the most striking features, in our reviewer's opinion, is the impressive speed. While capable of exceeding 20 miles per hour, they typically utilize lower speed settings for everyday riding, appreciating the versatility of the different power modes. The front suspension system is another significant advantage, markedly improving the ride comfort compared to their previous e-bike, effectively absorbing bumps and uneven terrain. This was particularly noticeable on dirt paths and less than ideal road conditions. The standard size of this electric bike has also been beneficial, simplifying the process of finding and purchasing accessories. Assembly was straightforward, requiring only the attachment of the wheels, seat, pedals, and handlebars, a process our reviewer found to be quick and easy. However, this client did identify a few minor drawbacks. The most notable was the absence of a printed assembly manual. While an online video tutorial proved sufficient, the lack of written instructions, coupled with an unmentioned black plastic cover over the front disc brake, initially caused some confusion. The absence of rear suspension was also noted as a potential area for improvement, though the reviewer acknowledged this might be unrealistic given the bike's price point. The overall ride quality, despite this, was deemed satisfactory. In conclusion, our reviewer found this electric bike to be a worthwhile investment. Its high speed, effective front suspension, ease of assembly, and the readily available accessories made it well suited for their daily commute across varied terrains. While minor improvements could be made, particularly concerning the lack of a physical assembly manual and rear suspension, The overall performance and value made for a positive experience. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you in the next one.